Hi guys, today we're going to teach you how to make zucchini boats or zucchini skins or whatever you'd like to call them. Basically a healthy alternative to potato skins. What we're going to start with is we're going to start cooking up some bacon that will be used as crumbled bacon on top of the zucchini skins. And for that we're using uncured bacon. There's a few different options that you can use. You can use turkey bacon if you'd like. We like using uncured bacon so that we don't get the preservatives in it. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of fat coming out of the bacon. So we're going to go ahead and get this frying in the pan here and have that going while we work on the zucchini itself. Okay, while the bacon's going, we're going to go ahead and get started with the zucchini. And this is your typical grocery store purchased zucchini. Obviously sometimes if you get the ones that are grown in somebody's garden that they give you, they can be significantly larger than this. But we're going to cut off the stem end. And we'll also just cut off that little bit of the end, the other end. And then all we're going to do is slice the zucchini in half lengthwise to start with. So next we're going to broil the zucchini, and so in order to do that we want to put the zucchini on a cookie sheet or baking pan or whatever you might have, but a cookie sheet works really well, covered with aluminum foil. And just line up the slices of zucchini.
Since you're the chef and I have to do the cooking, I appreciate this. I mean the cleaning. I have to do the cleaning. I appreciate
We're
this.
just going to give a quick spray on both sides with some olive oil spray, just so that the surfaces don't burn quite as easily.
Olive oil spray stops it from burning?
Yeah, it helps to brown it more than burn it. Put this into the broiler. And as you can see, I've lowered the broiler rack. I don't have it on the top one. I don't have it as close as possible to the broiler, but I've actually got it down a little bit lower because we want to make sure that the zucchini actually cooks while it's in there rather than just crisping up the surface. We want the entire zucchini to be cooked. Okay, while the bacon's cooking and while the zucchini is broiling, we're going to go ahead and chop up some green onion and tomato, dice it up, to be able to put on as garnishes. We do it for about 6 or 7 minutes aside. Okay, so now that the bacon's all done, we actually want to save the bacon grease. There is a misconception that fat is bad for you. The reality is our bodies do need fat. And so there's nothing wrong with keeping the grease from the bacon to use for cooking something else in the future where you need some grease.
Like sauteing vegetables or something like that?
Sure.
So you're pouring it in an old can?
Pouring it in an empty aluminum can. And it's sizzling a little bit because I've washed the can out previously, so it might not have been entirely dry. So one of the things you can do is you can always put this into the freezer and keep it in the freezer until you're ready to use it, and then let it come out, put it out on the counter, let it come to room temperature so that it'll liquefy again so that you can use it to cook in. So what we're going to do is we're going to scrape out, being careful not to destroy the sides, scrape out the middle of the zucchini.
You're trying to turn it into like a potato skin.
Right, where you've got a little bit of the zucchini on the side, but not so much that you feel like you're biting into just a whole zucchini while you eat.
There's lots of room for the good stuff like cheese and bacon.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, now it's time to crumble the bacon. Should be nice and crispy. So you're just going to crumble it up into little pieces, no particular size. But recognize you're going to be putting these on top of the cheese prior to going into the broiler, so you don't want big pieces.
So what's next?
Okay, next to last step is to stuff the zucchini. So you're going to put a good amount of cheese in there and kind of pack it down in, because once it melts, you hardly even know it's in there. So you want to kind of stuff it with the cheese. Then go ahead and put some bacon on it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put them into an oven that's been preheated to 375 degrees. And we'll put them in there for about 5 to 6 minutes. You do it until the cheese is melted and bubbly.
So yummy. So how'd you know when they were ready to come out?
Oh, the cheese was melted and beginning to bubble a little bit. You can kind of hear it sizzling inside, so that told me it was hot enough. Everything's cooked, it's just a matter of heating everything thoroughly. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make our little cool topping, and rather than just using straight cream, sour cream, which you could use, but we prefer to actually mix sour cream with plain Greek yogurt. And the reason for that is that sour cream doesn't have all that much protein, but plain Greek yogurt has a lot of protein. So it gives you get the fat from the sour cream, which is fine, and you get the protein from the Greek yogurt.
So you're just blending it up, that's really all there is to it, right?
Yep.
So
Special about this. So the last thing to prep, the last garnish, if you will, to prep, and this depends upon what part of the country or what part of the world you live in as to whether this would even appeal to you or not, but here in El Paso, you gotta have jalapenos. You gotta have freshly diced jalapenos. So I'm just gonna show you how to easily prepare them to put on top if you want to use them.
okay, so tomorrow when we serve these to our guests, what all have we got for toppings, Bob?
All right, start with the sour cream Greek yogurt mixture, because that actually helps to hold everything else on there. And we'll put on a little, load these babies up. A little tomato, a little Greek onion, a little avocado.
Now tomorrow when I serve these, for sure I'm going to put the jalapeno in the dish, because if you look at those diced up little jalapenos, I could think those are green peppers, and someone could get an evil surprise if they didn't know what they were getting. So, you don't like olives, Bob? So you're gonna make one for you without olives,
so this
right?
is for you, and then after we're done filming, I'll make my own. So now it's time to turn the tables